The story of Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Little Red Riding Hood, because her mother had gifted her a red cloak, and she loved wearing it all the time. One day, her mother asked Little Red Riding Hood to take a basket of food and drink to her sick grandmother, who lived in a cottage far away in the forest. Before the girl left, her mother warned her, saying,
Don't stray from the path, don't talk to strangers, and be careful.
But Little Red Riding Hood, who was full of excitement and bravery, didn't think about the danger and started her journey through the forest. As she walked along the path, she encountered a wicked wolf who was hiding in the woods. The wolf approached her and said in a friendly voice,
"Where are you going, little girl?"
Little Red Riding Hood replied,
I'm going to my grandmother's house, which is across the forest in the far cottage.
The wolf thought mischievously. He knew where the grandmother lived, so he wanted to reach her first to eat her, then wait for Little Red Riding Hood to eat her too. He said slyly,
"Why don't you pick some beautiful flowers on the way? They will make a lovely gift for your grandmother."
The girl was delighted with the idea and began picking flowers, while the wolf took a faster path to the grandmother's. The wolf arrived at the grandmother's cottage, and when he opened the door, he jumped on her and quickly swallowed her. Then he dressed in her clothes and covered his head with a nightcap, ready to wait in bed to meet Little Red Riding Hood. After picking the flowers, Little Red Riding Hood reached the cottage. When she entered, she noticed something strange about her grandmother.
Grandmother, what big ears you have!
The wolf replied in a frightening voice.
"So I can see you well,
Grandmother, how big your ears are!
so I can hear you better."
Grandmother, how big your mouth is!
The wolf replied in a scary voice.
"So I can eat you easily."
Then the wolf jumped out of bed and attacked her, but luckily, a hunter was passing by the cottage. He heard the commotion inside and quickly ran towards it. When the hunter entered, he discovered what was happening, pulled out his knife, and cut open the wolf's belly. He rescued both the grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood safely. After they were saved, the hunter filled the wolf's belly with heavy stones, and when the wolf woke up and tried to escape, he fell dead from the weight of the stones. After this adventure, Little Red Riding Hood learned an important lesson. Always be cautious of strangers. Listen to her parents' advice. Never stray from the path, no matter how tempting it may be. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother lived safely from that day on, and the girl never made the same mistake again.
For more beautiful and interesting stories, we suggest you subscribe to the channel.